Welcome to the show, everyone. It's we've got some exciting guests here today. We've got our usual co-host, Thunder, and he's got a nice guest by the name of Stan Cianales, who is running up the Australian launch of Holidium Labs and their affiliate programs. We're going to talk about quantum technology today, and we're going to ask Stan how he got involved and let us know what's going on in Australia with Holidium Labs. Welcome to the show, Stan.
Thank you for having me, Monty. It's a pleasure.
So, Thunder, why don't you give the introduction for Stan? I didn't do it justice of how he came to be your Australian counterpart there.
I'd be happy to. Thank you. It was just under a month ago, I get a phone call, and the gentleman says to me, "Is this Thunder?" I said, "Yeah." Born and on my birthday, are you born on April 22nd, 1969? I started laughing. I go, who's this? And he says, "Well, my name's Stan. I'm in Australia, and I've been following your work, and you're a Master 33 level member in numerology." And I said, numerology, and so he said, I'm doing a affiliate program that works on numerology, and I'd like to also incorporate some of Holidium's products on there as well. And I said, wow, well, I think that's a good fit for us. Quite interesting, probably more. And that's kind of how it all got started. That we've been working ever since, and I think we've put together one heck of a program for people to get involved.
I understand you're launching in 30 days?
No.
90 days?
It launches yesterday.
Oh, it launched yesterday. Okay.
Yep.
So, Stan, tell us what's going on in Australia.
Yeah, I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I'm a master number 33 myself, hence the reason why I was asking Thunder his date of birth. And I'm an 11/22/33. Thunder's a 26/7/33, and basically Sydney's a 33 degrees south latitude, and I've always been into very far out there technologies, futuristic type stuff that can help humanity and so forth. And Thunder's technologies and some of the things that he was doing was phenomenal. And I tested the car purifier and the smog test on my car, and seeing what it did, and then I thought, okay, this is great. And just by going back and forth with Thunder and brainstorming, because he thinks out of the box similar to me, but Thunder just thinks probably another edge more out of the box. But what I like about it is what he calls, Monty, applied quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and he's also taken advanced vortex mathematics with my, what I like to say, awesome Vedic mathematics, and bringing it together, we can really get the message out for people knowing who they are through numerology with my unique code called the ESP code, standing for Essence, Soul, Purpose, the most accurate, unique, and simplest numerology in the cosmos, combined with the holographic and quantum technology and the environment and what the vast array of products that Thunder has. I'm happy and very optimistic about spreading this to the four corners of Earth, and of course here in my own backyard in Australia. So I've been meeting some phenomenal people, including yourself, Monty. So it's fantastic.
Well, welcome to the fantastic movement. Tell me about numerology. I'm a layman in numerology.
Yeah, basically I've always been in the year 2000, I went to seminars and seeked, and I went to a property seminar, and I learned how to break arrows and steel rods from my throat. But it was a property seminar, but it began to make my mind think, wow, what's possible out there. And then I began more into self-development and personal development, and then I came across astrology, and it's a beautiful science that's created by God, and I've cross-referenced from the Hellenistic, from the Vedic, the Indian, from the Sabian, which is the Mesopotamian, from the Western, from different house systems that they call tropical or sidereal, whole sign, or placidus. And astrology is a very complex, beautiful science, and I've managed to simplify it down to a numerological code that is very unique, that no one has tapped into, and it's a 4-numbered system based what I call the essence, soul, purpose code. And my vision was to profile this with people in business and personal life. And just in this last month, as Thunder said, in September the 8th, when I got a hold of him, we've put forth some phenomenal ideas incorporating both the holographic technology and cryptos and tokens with the numerology. But basically, numerology, Monty, in its simplicity, is just a simple form of astrology based on the energies and the frequencies and the signs of light of the celestial planets, primarily the sun and moon, which plays a role on our first number, which is the identity number. And the sun is a lot closer than we've been led to believe. But these are lights, and it parallels with what Thunder's doing with holograms and holographic technology, with light and mirroring and so forth. So I think we have a fantastic synergy here to help, which with my vision of 10 million people on Earth, because I'm all about. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do a quick example of your numbers.
Yeah, actually, we think alike. I was just going to ask you to break down June 8th, 1954 is my birthday.
All right, so the 8th is the day number of the sun, and June is the moon. So if you add just the sun and moon, 8 plus 6 is 14. You always narrow down to a single digit, so 1 plus 4 is 5. So your identity number is a 5, and your years are the remaining planets to Pluto under the dome. So 1954, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so 1954, correct?
Yes.
19, so you add that up together, it's 10 plus 9 is 19, 1 plus 9 is 10, narrow down to a single digit, 1 plus 0 is 1. So your type of identity is a number 1. So you now add those two numbers together, and that gives you a third number, which is known in mainstream numerology as your life path number, which is a 6. So we now have 3 numbers of your EST code syncers, which is a 5, 1, 6. Now, if we want to get to the essence, soul, purpose, all we do is we add those 3 again. So 5 plus 1 plus 6 is 12. Narrow down to a single digit, 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we have got your soul blueprint, your psychology, biology, or physiology, if you like, and your 4 numbers are 5, 1, 6, 3 in your day-to-day and summation of your life. Now, I'll break that down. Basically, minds are very intellectual and multitask, and they love to travel. Could be very much into personal fitness. So you have then, with that first number, Monty, you can profile with anyone, me or Thunder or anyone, and you can have combination frequencies in your business life and personal life. And just knowing that combination frequency, you can save 50 years of heartache or 500,000 or 1 million of the wrong strategic alliance, so to speak, very fast. And what we're going to do is what I just explained to you. I've created a course which is in 66 minutes for $66 you will master your life in numerology. In both combining Eastern and Western ancient wisdom, and you will leave with this course that you can play back. It's a once-off with me standing in front of a whiteboard going through examples, and I also have content of text files added to it to supplement it, but it's going to be wisdom that will blow people's mind, because they'll begin to go, wow, and they'll start to cross-reference this with different people, and they're going to say, wow, this is like, it's raising their level to subconscious to another level. And I also have a pay it forward 2-level affiliate program attached to it, so people can pay it forward and get 33% on the first level and 17 on the second, which gets back $33. So some people have asked me, why 66 and why 33? Because I'm a master 33, I'm an 11/22/33. It adds up to 66. And the reason why I've done a pay it forward system is, why shouldn't people pay it forward, get this fantastic wisdom for only $66, which really, compared to some of the other guru type self-development programs out there for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, for $66 or even 33, people get some money back and pay it back, or if they can refer as many different level 2s as they want, they can make money. But the wisdom that this can help per household is, I believe, ahead of its time, and combined with what Thunder's going to be offering with his hologram technology, and I'll let Thunder explain how he's thinking and taking this to the masses even faster than I comprehended. We can help a lot of people, Monty, and it's an honor for me to not just teach, but also learn, because I'm a student at heart and a teacher at heart at the same time.
Well, this is all fantastic news. As you might know, everyone who's been joining my Be Fantastic movement on YouTube gets a free EMF reducer. The first 1,000 subscribers.
Is that you can plug and play right into any existing platform website that one has. It's that simple. It is about referring.
And the beautiful thing is, just today, I'm in a cafeteria and Thunder's on his mobile, and the way his mind thinks lateral, because he's a lateral thinker like me, and he plucks in the movement in that time, what's the simplest way, and he just created a QR code, and with the affiliate link that I gave him, so he's thinking so outside of the box and how to get that out there to the masses. It's all about really now moving forward, keeping things as simple as possible, and creating complex topics to simplify is not easy, but when you have the ability to do it and refine and reverse engineer, such as what Thunder's done in his field and what I've done in mine, and what you're doing, this is the cusp, as what Thunder said at pre-launch yesterday. We have a 90-day vision leading to January the 1st, 2019. However, we really want to get to the four corners of Earth, and we have, with what Thunder, or bankroll our own movement, so to speak.
Sure. No, everybody has to win. Whenever I get involved with a project, and I've done, if you've watched my show at all, quite a few different projects in my life. I'm 64 years old. I've been around the planet. I'm a great-grandfather. I've worked in 79 different fields in my life. I think I know a little bit about a few different things, and it seems like my philosophy, my wisdom is ringing true. Most people don't find many faults in my motivational thoughts and advice, and I'm happy to share it. I didn't know where the Be Fantastic movement was going to go, and I still really don't know where it's going to go. All I know that is the bee, as you can see there, symbolizes pollinating positivity, and I'm a true believer that I'm encouraging people to be fantastic. One, to see that giving and being kind is a karmic move. I believe in karma. I believe in what goes around, obviously comes around. And it's just such a rewarding experience to introduce the movement to young folks and old folks alike, and see it in their eyes. They see the logic of being fantastic. And it just starts with the simple word, which most people don't even know the definition of. It means unimaginably good in the dictionary, and beautiful, the two definitions of it. And when you say it, it forces you to smile, which releases endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, which makes you feel great, which makes other people feel great. When they hear it, they smile. It also reduces the stress in your body, which makes you live longer. Less stress, you live longer. So the word fantastic is a magical word. It's the only word that puts a smile on your face. And, the serotonin is very important. The dopamine is a great thing to get a good feeling from. And the endorphins, they reduce your stress and make you happy as well. So it's a magical, I really encourage everyone, if you don't join the channel, at least use the word often, because it's a magical word, and I'm happy to share it with people. And if we could bring other technologies and other thoughts into the movement, so be it. I mean, it's just going to spread and bring positivity to the world.
It's very well put. I mean, even people don't even realize the importance of the bee itself in terms of pollination and how important it is in the chain of 6 minutes. I started slipping in the word fantastic as well. Because, see, I'm a master teacher and a master student of life. I'm a child at heart. Because I have a 3 in my 2463 ESP code, and that's that childlike ability to spread the wisdom. You mentioned something about positivity and negativity, and this is extremely important, Monty. In the ESP code, we have a choice of free will of being either focusing on the positive side or the negative side of our 4 numbers. So, for example, for the 5163, the 5, instead of being multitasking, it could be fragmented too much. Instead of being a leader, it could be lonely. Instead of being 6 and being responsible, it could be like politicians where they'd be too overpowering. Instead of being childlike of the 3, it could be childish with tantrums. So it's our free will to focus on the positive. And now you also mentioned karma. How about this? If we're focusing on the positives, and I strongly believe that you can be tested in spirituality with even machines now, you have guardians, guides, and angels. When you focus on positive, they kick in and start helping us. If we focus on more on the negative of fear, greed, indecision, anger, jealousy, frustration, stupidity, not creativity, what happens is you get the dark forces helping on the spiritual realm. So, why not just focus on the positive? You get exponential help in the spiritual realm, helping us at the same time.
It really boils down to as simple as being positive. You're right. And by the way, Stan, the all the qualities you pointed out by 5163 are unbelievably spot on in my life. It's amazing.
And a phenomenal tool for people to. It's not an airy-fairy subject. It's actually scientific. In the Vedics, I have the rising sign of Virgo. And I've got, I've done speed reading at 1,000 words a minute. I've done photographic reading at 52,000 words a minute, where I was bypassing the hippocampus in the brain and going straight from subconscious to conscious. What people don't realize, though, is the subconscious mind outweighs the conscious mind 10,000 to 1 minimum. And that can be imprinted from those masters that know how to read palms. And again, palmistry or tarot or numerology or crystal or different forms of divination are a derivative of the beautiful science of astrology. So what do all humans do? We all cut and bleed the same in terms of our inner color of the blood, but every color, creed, race always looked up to the stars, and that is light. And Thunder, without probably realizing from the numerological side, he's a 33, he's tapped into something that is quantum. He'll talk to you about this more than I would, but he's tapped into something where he's applied it in a practical nature, and it's so simple that it's bypassing people's scientific. And I'm sure Thunder will know how to explain that.
Well, yeah, I mean, once I got my mind wrapped around, how even vortex-based mathematics, everything in our existence can be boiled down to a math equation. It's how a dandelion is formed, and how a snowflake is formed, and all of these patterns are mathematical. Well, the same is to say about our DNA and how different gravitational poles or light, as you indicated, time of the days, are imprinted the moment we come onto this existence and are born. So there's a lot of like you said, science, a lot of math to it, where it's not like getting up in the morning reading your daily horoscope that says today's going to be a rotten day. Your best advice is to go home, jump in bed, and put the covers over your head because it's such a bad day. Your cat's going to die. Your tire's going to go flat. Everything's going to go bad. Well, I looked at that and I'm like, okay, well, it's a 50-50, I guess, at best, because I'm going to sit here and get up in the morning, I'm going to read this, and it's either going to say I'm going to have a good day or a bad day. Well, my thought was, that's 50-50 at best. I can flip a coin. Well, how about if I read it at the end of the day instead of at the beginning, to actually then track to see if they were right or wrong? So you got guys writing in the newspaper who are at best getting 50% of it right. And you track them for 6 months, that's not too great of a batting average. And so if you go at the end of the day, it's not doing that great. You're the person who writes for the column in the newspaper, little daily horoscope, isn't exactly on point. And so I'm not really into astrology, I guess, so to speak. It's something I don't really follow. But numerology and the biorhythm of people's patterns, now that's pretty accurate. I know there's times when I'll be sitting at home and I'll be watching Jeopardy and I'll clean up on 80% of the questions, half of them before Alex even got done reading the question. And I'll just kind of be sitting there going, wow, my mental state is really doing good today. And then there's other days I'll sit and watch Jeopardy. I'm like, yeah, I got three of those questions right today. Wow, that was tough. And although I would hear the answer and the correct answer, I'd be like, oh, that's right, I remember that now. But I wasn't, on point. So then I would check my mental, intellectual on my biorhythm, and I'd be like, no wonder this part of the month here, I'm at a high point for intellect and mental. And the days that I did really terrible on Jeopardy, I would watch, and well, those are the time of the month when if my horoscope says, you're mentally going to be sharp today, and blah blah blah, and I only get 3 questions right on Jeopardy. Well, then my horoscope wasn't exactly on point. But if I can track it after the show, after the events have happened, and go back and see, well, I'm actually blown away. I'm like, hey, there's something to this. I can track it, and I can see it happen.
Like, there's a very good term that I learned from the person who's got the second highest IQ in human history, Brian Galileo, but he says to measure is to treasure. So what you're doing is you're reverse engineering, but the beauty is mathematics, like in the pi ratio or the Fibonacci or the golden mean ratio. Everything in patterns and pattern recognition is in nature, is in Earth and in the cosmos. So what I'm taking is the complex science of astrology, but I'm summarizing down from Vedic mathematics. And you mentioned biorhythms, Thunder. So the sine wave is everything on Earth and in the cosmos. So you have at the tip of the sine wave a combination of 2, 3, 5, 8, which are positive combination. At neutral is 1, 4, 7, and at the turning cycle, which is negative, is 6, 9. So just by knowing that when profiling, so for example, Earth a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned just before the kick of the September 15, you're shifting from you on your point of identity of Earth with 8 plus 2 is a 10, which is 1. You're shifting from a 1 to a 2 year. So you're going, if you look at the sine wave now, you're going from a neutral, so from a biorhythm, for example, to up the top of the curve now, because the 4 numbers at the top of combination is 2, 3, 5, or 8. So you're running a 2. 2 speaking, nurturing, guidance, giving. It's positive. So that's why there's a lot of, say, business opportunities or people reaching out to connect with you all of a sudden these last 3 weeks. And just like speaking on the podcast with Monty. So you have Vedic mathematics and what you're talking about, biorhythms. What we've got here with profiling combination, you can do with Earth in combination with what I just told you, with people, so with you, with me, with you, with Monty, with strategic alliances. You can do with locations where you're living in countries. USA is a number 2, by the way, and Australia is a number 2. You can do with months, running days, so you can select when to go on a holiday and when not, when to do a seminar, when not, how it's according to your identity number, which is based purely on the energies of the sun and moon, because the sun and moon are day and night, play a role 24 hours in our life. So people can become their own biorhythm calculator in their mind, and they can do it very fast, in 20, 30 seconds. Once they do this 66-minute course, they will begin to go, wow, I'm getting it. They may not click or hear you as I'm speaking, but once they go through this tool they have for life. And it's their biorhythm mathematical calculator, if you will, but simplified down to it's as simple as I could have done it. So yeah.
Thunder, you there? Okay, well, we got on silence a little bit there. We've said a mouthful, that's for sure. We've got another 15 minutes left in the podcast. So,
a little bit there, but
go ahead.
Yeah, Thunder sometimes his phone can cut out, but
I got a little cut off on there.
Cool. So yeah, biorhythm is everything in life. It's like the sine wave. It's everything in the cosmos. So, and Thunder's ability to reverse engineer and to measure is to treasure. I mean, this is scientific, and he is, even with his holograph technology, when I first met Thunder, 4 a.m. here in Sydney, and I'm starting the car and the garage, what am I doing here now? And lo and behold, my revs dropped from 1,000 RPMs to 800, and they're still at 800, and I'm just trying to grasp what's going on here. But I'm not saying this is impossible or not. I'm open to many things laterally, because quantum technology is the way of the future, and Thunder's on the cusp, on the cutting edge of everything.
Yeah, most people can't grasp this kind of stuff.
It's something here that the U.S. government has decided now is the next big space race. So our government is starting to free up funds and research. Guys like myself, I've been doing this self-funded on my own out there for 16 years. And I remember back then, when I started explaining to people, here, you put this on the bottom of your car and your pollution will stop. And people would, they would look at me like, so where's your UFO part? It was really difficult for people to comprehend. I've noticed a change over the last 15 years globally with this, where people's understanding are, when I explain to them today, are like, oh, okay, oh, that makes sense, yeah, oh, that's cool. So it has gotten out there and spread to people's psyches, that once they come across or hear something, before it was that's impossible. Today, when people hear about it, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty cool." So there's been a big shift in our consciousness that I have personally seen over the last 16 years, that has elevated our species into a better understanding. Now, if you look at these millennial kids today, I call them kids because they're younger than all of us. They have such an instant grasp on things. It's really amazing. You have people, they're not sure how to use their smartphone. I usually tell them, I said, well, ask your grandchildren. They'll show you how to operate that phone real fast. They'll show you how to download the app and, get on Monty's podcast show that way. It's really simple. And yet these millennials, where they're not, they're coming out of high school. This isn't taught college curriculum. they have this already innate intelligence that they are operating from. That's a definite shift in global consciousness, as I've seen it in the last 15 years.
Well, it's an exciting time we live in. There's no question about that.
Very exciting. And getting shows like this, Monty, and pulling the gifts of the talented minds on Earth, we can elevate and collaborate and bring forth some phenomenal products and services to help humanity. And as Thunder said, millennials are very open to technologies and extremely fast. And younger people can help older, and older people can help younger in different avenues. But collectively, raising the species at a conscious level is very important, and keeping it positive and fun. Because when you are positive, Monty, you tap into and you know who you are, like Socrates. Know thyself with the neurological code that I've got. You can tap into clarity, confidence, and creativity. And God created us to be creative, and God created us. We have a left hemisphere of the brain and a right hemisphere of the brain, and we're meant to tap into both. And when you're positive and you're just in the zone and doing what you love and monetizing what you love, just naturally, you're going to release the good hormones, and the brain will function better, and you will offer valued, creative products or services to humanity. And these are the people you want to be around, because it'll just lift you exponentially even faster. It's 2:30 in the morning here, and I was dozing off at 1:30. Normally I can stay up sort of late, but now I'm just talking. It's raised and not even drinking water or anything, because it's energy. Everything is always at the subatomic level. Energy.
You know what I found, Stan? When I tell people to say I am fantastic for the first time, they get a brain rush. They get energy. It's amazing. So how do you feel now after saying that? And it's amazing to see the difference. People that were just about ready, in the morning, they didn't get their coffee. All of a sudden they say I'm fantastic. And it's those dopamines, the serotonin, the endorphins just release. And I've seen incredible changes in people in that one instant. They say I am, or some of the two most important words in the English language. I am confident. I am healthy. I am fantastic. I am, you're putting a positive affirmations in. By the way, my mantra is from René Descartes, the French philosopher. I think, therefore I am. And I try to instill upon people that it's what you put in your head. You could be think you're a failure or think you're a success. Think you're happy or sad. Think you're, good or fantastic. It's up to you to put those positive, thoughts in your head.
No, I couldn't agree more. It's very well said.
Now there is a known as an intention. That's borderline pseudoscience with me. Yet what Marty's talking about, it's not the intention. I intend to have a wonderful day. It is a confirmation and an affirmation that I am fantastic. So somebody can say to me, I don't really believe. You can send me a text message, Thunder, and your car will stop producing pollution. Okay. So it's not a product that I'm sending to people that has an intention that they must believe it in order for it to work. Because I got people that straight up do not believe it will work, and then their mind is confused because they're seeing something that they don't quite really understand, and that's troubling to your psyche. And so looking at a affirmation and a confirmation is always much more powerful than an intention. Now, you can have good intention. That's good. You can have bad intention. You know, you're hoping that somebody falls on stage and breaks their leg. That way, I can get the role because they're a better actor than I am, and that's using intention, wishful science, so to speak.
Okay. Continue. Thunder?
Well, I think, yeah. I keep getting in and out signals here. I don't know why. A little bizarre. It stays online, but then it falls off. And it seems to only happen here on this podcast line. So let's thank our good friends at the FCC and the NSA to allow these broadcasts to continue.
Right.
Say hi to them, guys. I've done many shows over my time, and it seems to be that there is usually a audio shutdown button that is pushed where I'm talking about the science. So I've done it over the years. I see a recurring pattern that every time I'm doing a podcast show, something will happen on the audio side of things. So I'm not a stranger to this. It's usually pretty common for that to happen.
But that's very well put with the confirmation, affirmation as opposed to intention. And when someone, because of my numbers and using reverse engineering and strategy and understanding, the best thing someone can do in their life is, Monty said it perfectly with saying, I am fantastic, I am this. And when people know their four numbers and they know how to maneuver their day-to-day, they'll self-calibrate in their brain and they go, oh, hang on a second, that's their perception, or that's them with their agenda trying to plant a seed in my mind to satisfy them. No, I don't need that. I know who I am. So you keep staying on your path, on your journey, and not getting derailed, because so many people are getting derailed there from misleading information or shills, half-truths. And that's why it's like I say the first most important step is the day you're born. The awakening first most important step is the day number show you why you were born. And when you just keep staying on your path and you self-calibrate, you'll begin to know subconsciously and discern better what's right for yourself and what have you. You can teach family members all these, but they'll sort of get a pattern of their own soul blueprint. But when people understand each other, they know then how to embrace each other a little bit better, as opposed to being jealousy or selfish, as Monty said before, or stupidity and not creativity. Because I think any two people in the moment, if they know who each other's each and respect each other's strengths and weaknesses, can magnify their strengths and complement their weaknesses, where they're always creating and they're always positive, and all this other stuff just subsides. So my approach is mathematical and scientific, but there's nothing. I'm also tapping into, as best I can, the poetic or the emotional side of things, and trying to stay balanced on the left and right hemisphere of the brain to allow me to always laterally and creatively think things day in, day out. And the best thing with the internet now, and the way you can access like-minded people on Earth, platforms like what you're doing here, Monty, all it takes is, wow, who's that guy or girl? That was amazing. And then all of a sudden, bang, you can create a huge movement. And this is what we're going to try to do with bringing forth all these people that we're meeting, such as Thunder and Monty and the other phenomenal people out there.
There's a lot of great people out there, and today with the technology, it's great to introduce. But people have their heads in the sand on many topics. Don't get me started on the Fukushima disaster or aliens, but people, there's just so many people out there. I think they just can't focus on certain things, and they're not allowed to. But knowledge is is spreading exponentially. Obviously, we're only using a small percentage of our brain still. And I don't think anyone really comprehends how incredible your mind is, what it can accomplish. And, Stephen Hawking, there's a lot of great minds out there that can see what's coming. And we're learning, we're growing, I don't know if I'm making any sense at all whatsoever. I'm not as educated as you guys. We do have a 1 minute and 20 seconds to wrap things up. Thunder, closing thoughts?
If changing your lifestyle and you're seeking the betterment of your reality, I can't possibly think of a better way I've never seen than what Stan has put together. Also, there's a secondary lead generation system. I've been speaking with that company to pre-qualify each of these leads, and to waive any commission or costs, and then the affiliates on this program get more leads. So it's a canceling cost and expediting result process. So
Stan,
it's
we've got 15 seconds. Stan, what do you got? Close. 15 seconds.
I'd just like to say it's an honor to be on the show, and I look forward to working alongside and elevating and collaborating with like-minded people. So thank you for having me, both Monty and Thunder. It's been fantastic.